Not another wrestling podcast. Hi guys, I'm Connor.
I'm Jay, and we are talking Money in the Bank. We have hit our predictions. If you guys haven't heard that, there should be a link in the video below. Please feel free to listen to that one before we get on to this one. If you're wondering why we're rushing through this one, we are short on time, so we are going to get this done as quick as we can. We are going to move on to the very, very first match of the night. We're going to talk predictions. We're going to talk how the outcome went. But first things first, Connor, let's talk women's Money in the Bank. Where'd you stand on it?
Match was okay. It should have been done a lot better, I think, and I feel as though because of it was such a historic thing, it should have had the higher potential that it had.
I couldn't agree more. I gotta admit, as we were talking during the night, I was a little let down by the way the match went. I mean, obviously we're gonna talk the elephant in the room of the ending. Everyone
Yes.
will have an opinion on that. I'm sure the internet is abuzz with the way this match ended. The other thing, the hell was James Ellsworth wearing? I mean, does that guy not have a mirror? Come on.
It looked as though he was just going to fly away in a parachute.
It really did. It looked like he raided MC Hammer's wardrobe and went, you know what? I like it. Now,
Yeah. I think I look truly missing. No, you look like an utter puff daddy.
I mean, he still looks like a turtle, no matter what.
Yes.
A turtle out of his shell. That made it look like a turtle that fell into a parachute.
That fell out of its shell.
Yeah, it fell out of its shell into a parachute, and someone made clothes out of it when they found him.
Yeah.
It's James Ellsworth, though. He's gonna have that stupid gimmick. You can guarantee it's always gonna be like that.
Yeah.
So
I mean, credit to him for being nuts, for doing that.
oh god, tell me about it. The fact
Credit
that he
to him
did what he
for
did,
doing that.
like the fact that he went for such a fashion fail, and he's allowing them to, like, he's happy to do what WWE is doing with him because he's in
Yeah.
WWE.
He's getting paid to be in WWE, so he's happy.
Don't we all wish that we could be in WWE just getting paid to look like a fool? I'd definitely
Yeah,
do that.
I do that.
I mean, okay, we'll get to the match again. Let's talk spots. What stood out best for you? What was the biggest spot that stood out for you?
Charlotte doing any move for she is, the way she does them, it's just fantastic.
I mean, I won't lie. Charlotte's flick from the top, spectacular as always.
Yep.
It's just a little overdone now. I mean, you almost expect in
I
these
think
big
it's
pay-per-view
done
matches.
in big matches. It's I hate the fact I'm even doing this. Big match John,
Oh,
and it's like big move Charlotte.
oh, we're going the John Cena route with Charlotte here now, are we? Big
You
match
see
John
what-
has, yeah.
You see what I mean? Yeah.
I see where you're going. Like, she has to pull out something big every pay-per-view. It's like you expect to
Which
see
is
the same
absolutely
thing.
brilliant. It's
Yeah,
good that she wants to, but I would have preferred it if, say, she done it from the top of the ladder or
Oh.
something like that, instead
I
of
mean,
just a normal thing. Like
I
try and
think-
up the ante of it, sort of thing.
Yeah, a little bit. Make it a little bit more spectacular. Use the environment. Use the fact that you're in a ladder match and do that, because it's just like any other flip that she's done at WrestleMania or at the others. Brilliant, brilliant move. Do not get me wrong. I could never do something like that, even if I dreamed of it. I mean, I could maybe do it in my dreams.
I'd break my back. I'd break
Yeah.
my back doing it.
Exactly. I mean, when they hit that slow-mo spin and you see it as it goes,
Yeah.
it looked absolutely beautiful. Charlotte Flair, given her downsides, she's not the best babyface there is, but I love when she's a heel. The fact that she's the daughter of Ric Flair, it's being a thing, yada, yada, yada. She is doing
I like
bloody
that
good
she's
for
been a
herself.
face just now.
I don't think
I
it
kind of did
was.
I did like her as a face. I did like her as a heel. I do want to just let's see if she has a decent run as a face. Because I think it should kind of work. It should work because everyone's now getting on her side and they're pushing, and they're giving her that.
You know what
Right.
they say? Only time will tell.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Right, I
another,
think we should move on.
I say another
to-
name. We definitely got to touch
Tamina.
on. I was just about to say we got to touch on Tamina. Oh my god, they
She is-
booked her well.
yes.
I mean,
I reckon
oh,
possibly next women's champion.
I
Soon.
mean, we'll touch on it
Within the
again.
next year. Within the next year.
Yes, definitely within the next year. I want to see that she finally gets the title reign within the next year. I mean, from the way it's looking, they are booking some of the older talent as new champions. I mean, look what they've done with Naomi. It took her 7 years, they said, at Money in the Bank, which again we will touch on during Naomi's match.
She started off as a dancer for Brother Clay.
Oh, Funkadactyls, baby.
Yeah. And then she went into singles action for a little bit, and then she became part of Team Bad. But this has been her thing. This has been her baby.
Tamina has done such a good job. The fact that they booked her as the monster at the start of the match did such a good thing on that. It leads you to question where WWE's going with her. I hope that they do something good.
I'm hoping. I'd like to. It may have not been a Raw pay-per-view, but I'm hoping that they do what they've done with Tamina, as well as what they've done with Nia Jax, and give them the opportunity. Because if they are champions, I want them to both be champions, because they damn well deserve it.
I think Nia needs a little bit more time, but I do agree eventually she will be champion as well as Tamina. Let's touch on Becky Lynch. My God, Becky Lynch with those ladder bumps.
Can take a ladder. She can take a ladder.
She can take a ladder bump like the best of them. Oh my! I was sitting there watching it, legitimately going, "Holy shit!" Becky Lynch can take a ladder bump. I mean, those slams going face first. I mean, getting now how do they describe it? Is it head scissors or hurricane runner off the ladder? One of the two. The almost Stratisfaction. The almost Stratisfaction style head scissors off the top. Becky Lynch, I think, had to be MVP of that match for me.
Yes.
I mean, everyone else did a good job. I think Natalya kind of faded away a little bit. She had a little bit, but
I think something may have happened to her there. I don't know. But something may have happened to her. I don't know.
She may have tweaked something.
Really she wasn't really in it as much as I think she should have been.
Yeah, it's almost like
I think she would have been.
She was sort of there as a filler spot almost. It's almost like, okay, well, we're going to have these other women that we're going to build on. We're going to have everything else going on. And we're going to sort of...
It's a shame. It's a real shame.
Because she was such a dominant force when she was first here. I mean, when she was first in WWE, she was really good. I'm hoping this isn't the wind down of her career, because I think she could do with at least one more run.
Yeah, she has one more run in her.
She has a minimum of one more title run left in her, for sure.
And the thing is, she's the last one standing of the Hearts.
Yeah, well, in the WWE at least. I mean, obviously, D.H. Smith is still on the indie scene, but obviously WWE doesn't talk about him because he's no longer part of the Hart family on WWE TV, so he doesn't exist.
And
so
TJ.
Shall we? Yes,
and TJ's out. TJ's been out for well over a year to
so long.
More. I think it's been 2 years actually.
So long since that Muscle Buster.
31.
I think so, actually.
31.
Could be. I'm not 100% sure, actually. I've never really... I know it sounds bad. I never really paid that much attention to TJ, to Tyson Kidd. Kind of sounds bad, I won't lie. So let's move on to, well, the controversy. Ladies and gentlemen, to quote the announcer, ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this match and the first Miss Money in the Bank, Carmella. The reason why Connor is so excited is Connor won the first match in the predictions. He goes 1-0 up at the moment. But the way it ended. Now, let's not take too long on this because we're going to try and...
It's from last week.
Okay, go on. Sorry, go on.
I believe I called it with saying Carmella would win with thanks to Mr. Puff Daddy, James Ellsworth.
He did. If you guys haven't heard the previous podcast with the predictions, yes, Connor totally called it that Carmella would win and it would be with outside interference. Now, we don't want to spend too long on this because we want to try and spend maybe 10 minutes on each section, which I know sounds like a long time, but there we go. As I was saying to you before, like we was talking about this over Twitter before we started, I personally think that they should have given the women a bit more of a chance on the win. It should have been a clean win for whoever won it, because think about it, the first ever Money in the Bank ladder match.
It should have had that more hype.
It should have had the prestige to it. I want to see how they follow this up.
Yeah. I cannot believe I'm actually saying this. And I'm defending JBL on this point. He said at the end of the women's ladder match, where in the rules does it say that someone from outside can't do that and help them?
He has a point. He does have a point, and
Where
I will
it's
follow
not in
up
the
with.
rules.
I'll follow up with what Byron said. It may not be in the rules, but it's the principle of the thing. I mean, okay, I'm paraphrasing here, but
well, look at 2 years ago. Yeah, 2 years ago. Seth Rollins, who helped him.
Kane helped him, but Kane was in the match.
Kane was in the match only because Triple H had that power.
But Kane was in the match.
Yeah.
You can't take it away from the fact that Kane was in the match. Like, no matter what,
We could argue about this all day.
we really could. But the result stands.
I don't want to get stuck on this.
The result stands at the moment until SmackDown, and I will not lie, I was a little bit annoyed that they decided to take the route of we're dealing with us on SmackDown, not dealing with it now, but until SmackDown happens, and we may even do a quick follow-up on that once SmackDown happens.
Yeah.
But
I'm thinking, I'm just chucking it out there, we could have a potential ladder match again.
We could have another one. But then it would have taken away from the main point of having the original. But either way, until something else is said,
the way that happened, so
Carmella is Miss Money in the Bank for the first time ever. That being said, let's get on to our next match, which is the SmackDown Tag Team titles.
Oh God.
The New Day versus the Usos.
Should we just say
What a
who won
match.
already? Since because our predictions were
Yes.
shall we say?
The 1 point goes straight to Connor. Connor is currently leading on this one, and he's doing really good. My prediction in this match was the Usos were going to win. We were both drawn on this one. We're both drawn on the Usos, so I mean, we don't need to spend too much time on this one. It's not
a good match, but I can see why they've done it, because the Usos versus New Day, it's been done before, and they know they can go the distance with this feud.
Exactly. This feud is going to have some longevity. I want to say we did say in our predictions that we were thinking it may have ended with the Usos getting like a DQ win or just like some kind of win, which may have caused Kofi to either leave or the New Day to turn on them, or something was going to happen that was going to lead to Kofi leaving.
Yeah.
Didn't happen. Not a bad thing, but there we go. The match was solid, had some really good fake finishes. I love the false finishes, the midnight hour.
It definitely adds to it.
It felt like it was a big match. That's what I think Money in the Bank was missing a little bit of. It felt like it was a big match. It felt like it was for the championship.
Too big. That match, because it was a New Day, they put a lot more into them than they did the women's, and I think that's why the women's got killed.
Exactly. The fact that the New Day... I mean, the New Day always steal the show in some way or another, but it always feels like the New Day is just there to plug new food products now. Like, you had the Bootios, now you got the New Day Pops. What's going to be next? Like, God, I can't even think of something witty right now. If people don't know, we're in the middle of a mini heat wave here in the UK at the time of recording, and it is about 35 degrees Celsius. I don't know what that is in American or Fahrenheit for other one, but it's hot. We don't do heat in the UK, so my brain's melting. But all in all, I would say that I'd give this a solid 3.5 out of 5. If we're marking them out of 5, 3.5, 4 out of 5. Good
I'd give that,
yeah, like good fake finishes. It felt good. It felt big. It kind of gave it the feel of what it needed to give it, and it was a good match. It just was short. Again, it was another one that fell a bit short, and yeah, I don't think there's really much that we could say on that one. But the winners of the match were none other than the Usos. The Usos. It wasn't the New Day. The Usos
New Day
won. Well,
New Day won via count out.
I want to say that it was a win for the Usos in the story. In that respect. But the reason why you've got the picture on the screen of what you have of the Usos is still champions, ladies and gentlemen, and still.
Yes.
I want to call that a victory for the Usos, showing that they can put with the New Day. Granted, yes, the New Day won technically by count out. Okay, I'll get myself.
So the current score is still 1-0.
It is still 1-0. Connor is in the lead at this stage. Now, I gotta admit, the walkout kind of gave me feels of back to how it used to be. When was the last time you saw champions walk out because they didn't have the win? It was a long time. It's been a long time. Because you see them go for the belt to walk away, and they always get caught. I've never actually seen someone legitimately pick up the belt, go, right, that's it, bye, I'm gone, never coming back, and losing deliberately like that. I think I've seen Triple H do it in like the 2000s, but there we go. If you guys,
it's been a long time.
If you listeners can think of something, please feel free, correct us down in the chat if you can think of anything a little bit more recent, but I honestly can't. But we are going to move on to the next match, which was the SmackDown Live Women's Championship match. Naomi bringing a glow, as always. Fantastic little entrance, weird little dance for the ladder there, but whatever. And the debut of the ravishing Russian Lana.
Who's an American.
Who is an American, exactly. CJ Lana Perry, for anyone that doesn't know. Follow her on Twitter, she's awesome. Yeah. What do we think?
Holy shit, Lana did well.
Yes.
Holy shit.
I was shocked. I was sitting there going, oh my god, this is going to either go really well or really bad. And damn, Lana did good.
Yes. Lana did brilliantly. And because of that, I thought she was going to win. It was like,
God, I was so close to thinking she was winning that. So this is where the score's tied here. We'll do this one in a minute. Predictions were I had Naomi, he had Lana. It was a very back and forth match.
There was.
One little niggle, I won't lie, a very small little niggle that I had. Lana screaming so much. Just come on, girl. You're not Melina. You don't need to scream that much.
I've got one slight issue with that match.
Go for it.
If you guys ever look on social media, there's a picture of Lana from last night. Let's say her costume did not fit her lower area.
That's not. I mean, if you're talking about
that's all I'm saying.
People can probably search the internet for that and find what they want.
Yeah,
I'm sure there's many websites out there that will give them the thing.
It didn't really fit.
It was very high cut.
Yes,
and I'm sure there was possibly a wardrobe malfunction in there somewhere. But we want to try and keep this a little. Yeah. We want to try and keep family friendly. Yeah. Yeah. We want to try and keep a little bit family friendly.
That's why I said downstairs area.
Yeah. Let's. But
Anywho.
I'd say moving on from that, and I'm sure people have just left the podcast to go search that online now. Thank you very much, Connor. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
But yes. Like if we're talking match, Lana was impressive.
Nailed it. She killed it out there.
Damn, I want to see this feud continue. Like, I want to see Lana get somewhere. Yes. Like, she's got potential. The house show work has definitely done a good job. The training center, you know, the WWE Performance Center, that's done some good work for her. Like, insanely good stuff. And, Jesus, she impressed so much that I was sitting there going, you know what? If she wins, I'm actually going to be happy about it. Like, I wouldn't care if I went down a point by this.
Another point.
Lana was brilliant, but I mean, let's talk what happened. We had the mid-match cash-in, or I mean, you can't see the air quotes here, but the mid-match air quotes cash-in from Carmella. She comes down, you know, you get the music pop. Everyone's like, "Oh my god, it's gonna happen!" I'm sitting there going, "No, please don't tell me Connor's actually gonna be right on this double cash-in predictions thing here." Or at least Lana, you know, someone cashing in as soon as Lana wins. And because it looked so close. And I'm like, Jesus, he might be right. And
I'm good at these guessing games.
Yeah. There's Carmella doing the whole, you know what? Do I not? And she's like, nah, I'm kidding. And she's just standing there watching. And you think that's when Naomi's going to go, right, quick, roll up, 1, 2, 3, done. And I'm thinking, oh, that's so predictable. But the fact that Lana had the upper hand, again, even after the distraction.
Yep.
Damn. Like, what would you give this match? If you was to I don't know, excuse me, let's get your opinion on this one.
I'm rating it out of 5. 3.7.
3.7.
It was better than the ladder match.
Ooh.
It was better than the ladder match. I'm not taking that. I'm going on record for saying that it was better than the ladder match. It worked beautifully. It worked beautifully. Because Lana was amazingly good at that.
It did set up a good thing for Lana, I won't lie. I mean, you had the little smarks in the crowd going, like, you know, with the whole "We want Rusev" chant, which thankfully died out pretty quick. Or
I am really amazed at the St. Louis crowd.
They did a good job.
You normally see crowds that just get bored at some point, but they just kept with it.
It's either that or with hometown crowds. If there's a hometown superstar on the card, normally they're sitting there chanting for that guy throughout the entire night. And St. Louis, give yourselves a pat on the back. You did a brilliant job. Okay, during the women's match, you was a little quiet. You had a couple of chants going. Brilliant crowd. They did not die throughout the entire night, which I was very impressed with. So let's move ourselves onto the winner of this match. Jay goes up a point. Jay scores, and Jay ties with
this has been the first time ever
Naomi
to score a point against the corner. Hashtag Rocket League, hashtag Jay sucks.
Hashtag shut up or you're not on the next podcast. I mean, what?
Hashtag down with Jay.
So Naomi winning, brilliant match. Honestly, great outcome. I would definitely give that a 4-star rating. That did such a good build to another match. I want to see Lana versus Naomi again. If they take it to another pay-per-view, take this feud throughout SmackDown Live to another pay-per-view, brilliant. If they include Carmella in it, if the decision doesn't get overturned on SmackDown tomorrow night, we're recording this on Monday night where Raw should be happening. We might try and make this a weekly thing if we can. We're not sure. We're still debating on that one for the moment. We'll stick to the
debate on it and see how time goes and how we have
exactly. We'll stick to pay-per-views for the moment, because for anyone that doesn't know, we do this in between me streaming, Connor working, and everything else going on. So
it's streaming now as well.
Exactly. It's a midlife what we can do thing. Enough of the shameless promotion. Back to the podcast that you guys came here for.
Yes.
So yeah, Naomi, women's champion. I was a little iffy when she started. I'm loving how it's going now. I want to see this continue. Lana's got to win this down the line. If not Lana, then Carmella should be good if they do not overturn that decision on SmackDown, which we would love to see. Moving on to the next match, which I was surprised about, them putting the WWE title up. Now, I can't remember whether...
Versus...
Now, I'm trying
Randall
to think.
Awesome.
I'm trying to think here. Did they do this before or after the Fashion Files? Because we had the beautiful Fashion Files vignette. Love that little thing. The nice little in-joke with Fandango on the phone and the phone saying "property of Paul Lee." Loved that. Brilliant. Yeah. I was watching, I was looking at Twitter as the match was going. You know, as the night was going on, and Paul Heyman... It came
out of nowhere, that match. She obviously had made her predictions.
Like,
oh, okay.
This is the thing.
Okay.
I don't. Let's talk that match before we move on to the WWE title match. So we're gonna keep the WWE title match picture up here just so you guys know that's what's coming up next.
Because we had no idea this match came up.
Exactly. This was like an RKO. It was straight out of nowhere. I mean, you get the Fashion Files thing. You know, this is following up from the headquarters being destroyed, which I had no idea about what was going on. I'm sitting there going, what is going on with what? Okay, whatever. Then there's a video, meet us in the ring tonight. I'm sitting there going, who's going to win this? My prediction last night was whoever the mystery team is. Because usually that's how it's done. And it was the Ascension. For the first time in...
God knows how long.
So long. The Ascension, and I loved the Ascension in NXT. I didn't realize this, but Bram from TNA was originally in the Ascension. I had no idea, and then he got replaced. But yeah, the straight out of nowhere tag team match, Breezango versus Ascension. We were talking about Breezango offline, a little while back, saying that we'd love to see these guys as tag champs one day. This could be the build.
Could be.
Beating
I hope so.
I'm hoping. They beat an established tag team that was thrown away so quickly.
They deserve.
I wish that the Ascension was used better. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
But
I mean, I'd like to see Breeze Dino or the Ascension now become tag team champions soon.
have
Because the
someone new.
Ascension's Breeze Dino and Ascension haven't been champions yet.
I don't. Yeah, no. The Ascension, I don't think have on the main roster at least. Breezango
No.
definitely haven't. And actually,
Because they've
have
been
the,
mysterious for 3 years now, I think.
yeah, I can't think whether the Ascension ever had an NXT title run. Again, people in the comments, please put me straight on that. I would love to be told if I am right or wrong. But solid match, good little thing. No jokes out of
Nice wee
Tyler
break.
Breeze this time. Kind of wish that we had a little bit from, you know, I wish we had a little bit of comedy out of Tyler Breeze because of, I mean, Backlash. Come on,
Yeah.
that was beautiful. But yeah, it was a good little.
And Fandango, I love him. He's brought it back. Da, da, da,
Everyone
da,
do the
da.
Fandango. But
I don't know why I'm doing it with my arms, so you cannot see me. I'm
But-
doing a John Cena now.
if wait, there's a corner here. Anyway, let's get to another little surprise. And oh my god, if you saw, I mean, we're gonna get these in because I cannot remember the order that these happened before we went to the WWE title match. But Maria is back.
Maria,
Maria Kanellis
I'm calling him Mike Bennett because that's what he was. And
Yes.
TNA Impact the next one. Especially
the
calling him.
miracle
I prefer
Mike
him that
Bennett.
way.
The
I prefer
miracle
him
Mike
that way.
Bennett
I
and
don't like what WWE's doing with him. I'm annoyed. I'm peed off. I'm
Yeah.
gonna rant. And I'm shutting up.
I don't like the fact that they've brought him in as like little lovebirds and it's all like, oh, he's my partner in love. I want to see how this gimmick goes. I'm hoping that like, I mean, this is WWE probably trying to bury the thing that they did in TNA, so everyone goes, oh, that's Mike, that guy, and oh look, Maria's back. She's still cute. That's how I'm seeing it going. But I hope that they do get used. I'm hoping. Can you imagine Maria and Mike
Maria,
versus
next
Miz?
women's champion.
Maybe, but Maria and Mike against Miz and Maurice.
That'd be amazing.
That is a feud. WWE, book it.
Yes.
Anyway, WWE title match. This is what we're here for. Jinder Mahal with the Singh brothers against the hometown boy, Mr. RKO himself, Randy Orton.
Randall Kenneth Orton.
This was a decent match.
It should have been Backlash one was better.
Backlash was better.
I'm sorry, but Backlash one was better.
Backlash took it, I want to say, by at least a point.
Yeah, I'm going to quickly rate this match very quickly.
Go for it.
Tag team match, I'd give a 4. I'd give it a 4 out of 5. That was a solid match. It wasn't the best match. It wasn't better than the tag match. Was it better than the women's title match?
It's a tough one.
I'm going to go, it's the same as the ladder match, 3.5. No, it's not going any higher. It was disappointing.
I would say it was predictable. You kind of had a thing where, and don't get me wrong, WWE's predictability would have taken it so that Randy would win. In the predictions here, we both had Jinder Mahal winning because we wanted to believe.
We both had I made up the point, which actually convinced you, if I'm right, that the fact that if you look back throughout the pay-per-views, anytime the hometown hero's been challenging for their title back.
I think I pointed this one out to you. Anytime
I can't remember.
Anytime the WWE superstar is in their hometown, 90% of the time they lose. And I was sitting there going, like, if you guys follow me over on Twitter, I was sitting there going, please let Mahal win, not just because it's like another draw point or anything like that, but I don't want another Bray Wyatt situation. Holds it for a month or holds it from one SmackDown pay-per-view to another and then loses it, because Mahal, I know that they are gonna give him a run for sure because of the backing in India. That's the thing. They want to sell those tickets. They want bums on seats. They want ticket sales in India with the 1-point-something billion people.
1.37 billion. I think it's on talking smack.
Look at Mr. I know my numbers.
Yes.
But
I know my numbers and I listen.
the over 1 billion people that they keep forgetting, you know, there's a certain amount of those people that have money and there's a certain amount of those people that don't. Obviously, it's good marketing because now that TNA...
well played.
Oh, sorry, I should say Impact Wrestling has decided they want to branch over to India as well with their recent tapings, different podcasts entirely.
Speaking of Impact Wrestling with India, they had to... The TNA, the TV company actually had to pay people to come in and watch, just so they could have the full stadium.
That is an interesting one. We may need to go into that one at another point.
Another a later podcast.
That's interesting. Yeah. But okay, WWE are always good with their marketing. Come on, when they wanted to make a big thing over here, they put someone like Wade Barrett in a title picture. Never won it, sadly. One of the greatest superstars to never be world champion. Which I want to actually do a podcast at some point about that, because my number one guy to never be world champion would probably surprise you guys, but that's a secret for the next one. But this match, back and forth, good. Love the Rose St. Louis heroes, I guess you could call them, the legends from St. Louis, having Nate out front with that bald spot getting bigger and bigger. Hard camera did not help him on that one. I mean, if anyone was sitting behind him... Go on.
I love the fact that the referee got rid of the Sim brothers.
That was a good call. I liked it. The fact that Randy's like, no, don't disqualify me. Don't disqualify him. Just don't let me have the match. And he's like, they interfered blatantly. There was a little bit of back and forth going, and it was like, you know what? No, you're out of here. Just like the old days. And then Bob Orton with the whole, you're out of here. You heard him. Get out.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, okay, this is going well. And then what they did with Bob Orton putting their hands on him, then Randy snapping again. Yeah. I don't like what Randy did. He did it again. He repeated backlash with those back suplexes that looked dangerous as all hell. And
yeah, I think there may be some repercussions here.
Thing is, I think they knew how to take it. Obviously, like the guys knew how to land, but I think Randy was doing like that's twice he's done it. 3 times he's hit that suplex where he's made them deliberately over rotate at such a height, and they landed. I noticed. I can't remember which one of the brothers it was that landed on the table this time.
I don't know their names.
I think he hit one of the monitors or something that was a little harder this time. And if WWE doesn't say something to Randy, he could seriously injure someone doing like that. I mean, he's not even a heel. He's a face right now. He shouldn't be doing this. You know, good booking would say you do not have your top face on your brand looking like he's intentionally trying to hurt someone.
He's not a top face anymore.
Well,
he's not a top face.
Not anymore, no, but I mean, like, he's still technically one of the biggest names on SmackDown Live right now. He's top guy.
Is one of the biggest. Yeah, he's top guy.
It's like he's taken over since Captain Fruity Pebbles left. You know, ever since Cena left, he's taken over as top guy, and if they don't do something about it, they're setting a very bad example. I mean, anyone else probably would have been fined or penalized or something, and it doesn't look like they've done anything with him. But let's talk towards the end of the match, close up, how things went. That RKO, man. That RKO through the table. Oh, that looked good. Randy missed slightly. He was a little off and a little too low, but that looked good.
It looked really good, but hey-ho. It got boring towards the end, I think.
It did kind of get a little bit, like, you were kind of sitting there going, if this match goes on any longer, I don't think we even want...
I almost fell asleep during that match.
Well...
That's how bad it got.
That tells the story in and of itself there, guys.
Yeah, and on that too, I think it's time to move on to...
I was going to say, our winner of the match, ladies and gentlemen, Jinder Mahal, and still, just so we know. And still, Jinder Mahal with the win, looking like he's going to keep that title for a while, hoping he does. Good stuff. Yep. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, your main event of the evening, and so on and so forth. It is the Money in the Bank ladder match. What do we think? Just, where do we go? Where do we start?
I'm bringing this point out. SummerSlam, AJ versus Shinsuke Nakamura needs to fucking happen.
If it's not SummerSlam, it better be WrestleMania. Now, okay,
Happening now. Happening at SummerSlam. Rematch at Mania. WWE, book it, please. That is just like, haha. It is better than Joe versus Lesnar.
Oh, it is the dream match. It's Wrestle Kingdom all over again. I mean, sadly, it's happened already. We've seen it happen, but to have it in a WWE ring on the grandest stage of them all, or something like that, will be brilliant. But
Yes.
Start of the match, everyone's entrance gets to Shinsuke Nakamura. You're expecting some over-the-top elaborate, maybe some guy with a violin or a whole group of people. No, just normal. And then, bang, from behind Baron Corbin. Loved it.
He is money right now.
I'm sitting there going, wait, whoa. Corbin, please. I like you and everything, but that's my pick. That was one of my 2 picks.
I was like, yay!
I was sitting there thinking, okay, so my picks on this match was AJ Styles or Shinsuke Nakamura, because I had the feeling that...
But we did have Baron Corbin.
We had him as the wild card.
As a wild horse dark.
Yeah, he was our dark horse. He was the wild card of the match. We both don't... I guess we both technically score a point on this one.
Yeah.
But... Oh my god, the match.
It was insane.
I'm
Sami
shocked.
Zayn was
I'm shocked.
fucking insane. Like, he really was.
He did a good job.
He did really well. He, now, after that match on Sunday, he needs a push now. He really needs that push.
If they don't at least... I know it's rehashing an old feud and going back to the same old thing, and we've seen it before, we'll see it again. Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, at least United States Championship match. Like, if Sami doesn't get a world title push, he at least needs a title push. He needs something. Sami works his heart out. He is the underdog from the underground. He is the voice of the voiceless, if you want to take the CM Punk moniker. He is the guy that goes to show that, hey, you don't have to be a body. You don't have to have this. You just have to have the heart and soul to prove that you are good.
Yep.
And I bet against him. Granted, it was for a good choice, and because, I mean, I do believe he was one of your picks, actually.
Sami was my pick.
Sami was, you're right.
However, I am now interested in, obviously going back, just very briefly going back to Jinder Mahal versus Randy. What's happening on SmackDown now with regards to the #1 contender?
This is interesting. #1 contendership. We need to sort something out about this. Now, there were some brilliant bumps. I was expecting ladder breakages, you know, the whole over the top.
Ladder did break.
Oh, I'm expecting typical spot of, you know, oh, let's lay the ladder across the ring apron and the barrier, have someone jump off and go through. Oh my god, was I wrong? Kevin Owens just,
short slam. Kevin Owens basically powerbombed the fucking ladder, and ow, did he do that well?
Kevin Owens taking that ladder spot, that first ladder spot, was just insane. Taking that powerbomb and the ladder not breaking was just I was, well, that's it, he's done. That's it. That's the match for him. And this wasn't like a spot fest, which I was so happy with. Like, I was expecting, you know, you got all these guys that could do really good spot fests. That they've all got a brilliant thing. Speaking of spots, I want to touch on AJ Styles in a minute. I need to talk about that.
Yeah.
But Shinsuke, okay, so let's try get some kind of timeline of the match. Shinsuke gets taken out by Corbin at the start. You get everyone in the typical, right, let's all clear the ring, let's all get ladders, let's do this is what, like, let's go at it. Yeah, the
traditional start to Money in the Bank match.
Exactly. Let's get a traditional Money in the Bank match going. Shinsuke Nakamura coming out later on. I want to quickly touch on something here before we carry on. You guys will see this on screen. I don't know if you knew about this throughout the night, Connor, but during the Money in the Bank ladder match, Rusev was tweeting. Rusev was tweeting, and he goes in the order of this. Okay, I've had enough of this. A little while later, here we go. And he ends it with, after the match, man, these Destiny raids are hard. He was trolling the WWE universe, thinking that he was coming out while Nakamura was gone. And in my head, all I could hear going throughout the entire match when people got close to that briefcase was his music hitting, him pounding down to the ring, annihilating everybody, climbing up there going, I am Money in the Bank, and leaving. I was begging for something like that to happen. But well trolled, Rusev. Well trolled.
And the fact that he brought a video game into it, which was brilliant.
Exactly. The fact that he needed to mention, like, the fact it's like, okay, let's do this. Let's go. Anyone thinks that he's behind a gorilla position right now. It's really good. And then, yep, Destiny Racer hard. It's crazy. That is why I love Rusev. He is brilliant. So Nakamura comes back, cleans house. Oh my god. The build up for Nakamura, you think he's got it. And then he doesn't. But, dude, AJ Styles, and I'm aware I've been talking a lot right now, but oh my god, AJ Styles from the top of the chain. Yeah. Oh my god. Do you know what that reminded me of?
I was like, he looks like a falling pancake. It's going too hard. Even I just went, I felt that one.
Yeah. In my head, I was like, holy shit. That's
done.
Ultimate X.
Yeah.
That's AJ when he got...
I don't think anyone else should have pulled off that the way he did.
If it was Dolph Ziggler, he probably would have come down on his knees and it wouldn't have looked so bad. If it was Shinsuke, maybe he would have landed on his feet. Anyone else, that would have been feet first. AJ splat. Yep. That reminded me so much of, I think it was the triple threat. Oh god, I forgot what they were calling.
X Division.
It was the X Division title match at.
Destination X.
Yeah, I think it was either at Destination X or it was Final Resolution or something. I think it was Joe Daniels and AJ in the Ultimate X match for the X Division Championship, and AJ got drop kicked off of the top of the when he was hanging. And he got turned inside out, landed on the back of his head and his shoulders. I was like, oh, Jesus, that was bad. Trying to keep it semi-PG. But, yeah, that was beautiful from AJ. I cannot believe he took that bump the way he did. Oh, my God. And then...
Scream like a little girl. Me and Jay scream like a little girl.
AJ...
had a little face-to-face with AJ Styles.
I fanboyed so much.
Yes.
The ladder in the middle of the ring, both of them going to climb it, and it's like, wait a minute.
And they both moved it. They both moved it, and then they both started it.
It was
amazing.
I had a feeling...
Please set this up.
I had a feeling it could go one of two ways, right? In my head, I was thinking, right, either they're going to show down and they're going to kick the absolute crap out of each other and build for a match.
Yep.
Or they're going to stand in the middle of the ring. I don't know why I'm doing it with my hands, but two sweet each other and be like, right, that's it. Bullet Club, baby. Or something like that. You know, the club is happening on SmackDown Live with some of the original members.
Yeah.
It would have been beautiful. But they showed that showdown.
Yes.
Oh my god, I felt like a child again. I was so
best. Dare I say, two of the best story writers in WWE right now?
They are definitely two of the best storytellers.
They can just tell the story as they fight, and you wouldn't even have a clue about wrestling. You should watch they two just go at it, and you would absolutely fall in love with it.
Exactly. If you guys have ever seen their Wrestle Kingdom match from just before AJ debuted in WWE, I want to say it was like 2 years ago nearly. Oh my god. That match. That is where the Fight Forever chant should have started.
Yes.
Not Sami Zayn, Nakamura, which was a brilliant match at NXT TakeOver for Shinsuke's thing. I fell in love with Shinsuke that match. These guys are going to steal the show, whatever match you put that on. Whatever card you put AJ Styles, Nakamura on, with or without a championship, that's a game changer. That's a card stealer. That is match of the night, full stop. That is WWE money in the bank. No pun intended.
Yeah, you can take my money, and you can have even more on top of it.
It will literally be a case of shut up and take my money, WWE. Yes. I need to see this. So,
yes. We'll get on to more about shut up and take our money, WWE, in a little second.
Exactly.
Because I may have accidentally tagged Jay in a tweet that
We will move on to that. Believe me,
we
I've got that set. I have that set up.
we both find out. We both
so
find out over.
we obviously talking about the end of the match, the winner and the dark horse to win, Baron Corbin. The lone wolf with, I will admit, match end was a bit of a letdown. Just push them both off the ladder, run up, boom, done. But it sort of. But I'm looking at this picture that I've put up on screen. I've just noticed it looked like Baron Corbin had the start. Corbin had the starts of a shiner there over one of his eyes. That's an interesting one. But it felt a little flat at the end.
I think they just ran out of steam, to be honest. That's why.
I don't think they could have done too much to follow
They
up.
couldn't have done it. That match was match of the night. Now, it's not very often you hear the fact that of a non-title match and a ladder match of that magnitude being match of the night.
Exactly.
It is hard for that to happen.
Money in the Bank usually steals it on spots alone, but I think just the storytelling in that match in general did a really good job. Everyone that was in it, from the attack, from Corbin's attack to Nakamura coming back to
Zayn killing Owens.
Yeah, just Zayn just going at Owens again, reliving the rivalry. That rivalry will never end. WWE is never going to stop that rivalry. Yeah, exactly. It's the John Cena Randy Orton.
The only difference between that, we won't get bored of Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens.
You say that now, but when it's Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, number 200, I think we'll be reliving this podcast going, do you remember, Connor, when you said you'll never get tired of him? Yes.
By that
Shut
time,
up,
Jay. Be dead.
You never know. But I'm looking forward to seeing Corbin with Money in the Bank, especially if anybody watched Talking Smack afterwards, where he laid that briefcase down in front of Jinder Mahal.
Jinder looked face there. He sounded face because of how he was speaking.
Yeah, Jinder kind of almost drops character. It's weird how Jinder kind of drops character after the show. He goes on Talking Smack and he just kind of becomes a normal person again.
I think he was just happy enough just to win. So I think there's only been one other person who's been able to do that and then just snap back into character very quickly. And that was Alexa Bliss when she beat Becky Lynch at Extreme Rules, and not Extreme Rules, and TLC and a tables match.
This is true. I mean,
because if you watch the Talking Smack for that night, you'd see that she was like, she was so happy, she was thanking everyone, and then it was like, as soon as it came up with Becky Lynch, it was like, oh shit.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm heel here.
I mean, I want to see where this is going. I don't know if WWE sees money in Baron Corbin, and
they must do.
Well, I'm thinking feuds wise. Baron Corbin, Randy Orton, maybe not so much. Baron Corbin, Jinder Mahal. Maybe,
but I think the money feud would be Baron Corbin versus Sami Zayn.
Because
they two put on such a good show, and they've got that history. Like they've got a slight history of obviously, like. You've noticed it throughout, up until Money in the Bank, you saw it. They had both had that little mini feud with each other. And now that happens.
It could be a thing. I would like to see that be a thing. Maybe feud over the briefcase. We said this in the predictions podcast. If they can feud over the briefcase, that would be cool. Have another situation.
That'll take us back to just after WrestleMania 23.
With Mr. Kennedy. Wait, hang on. If we're going to say it, we've got to say it right. Mr. Kennedy. Kennedy. And
the rated R superstar.
No. The rated R superstar. If you're doing it properly. Thank you, Tony Chimmel.
I've got a sore throat, so I'm not doing it.
I'll do that one for you.
Okay.
But, yeah, feud over the briefcase would be a good thing. I could see that happening. Maybe have the briefcase go back and forth between the two, almost like a championship in a way.
Maybe.
That could be an interesting one.
Or say come Tuesday night. This is your thinking, which should happen.
Go on.
When Shane asked for a title shot, and Shane goes, "Yes, you deserved it after the match you put on at Money in the Bank. You get Jinder tonight." Sami wins. Corbin.
Oh. Oh. See, now that could be money right there. But I don't think they'd want... The only downside is, why would they want to have Jinder win in, I don't want to say solid fashion, but a pretty, pretty overweight, and build him as champion just to have him lose on SmackDown to Sami Zayn, because Sami's got a little annoyed that he didn't win Money in the Bank. And...
See, but that, if you look at it this way, it would then equal a triple threat.
It could give us a triple threat for SummerSlam.
And give us that storyline.
There we go.
Be money.
Well, we are going to quickly move on. Before we move on to something really cool, we are going to... In fact, we're going to move on to something really cool right now. Something that shocked me and made me go, oh my god, I am so buying this game already. The release of the cover art and the trailer for WWE 2K18.
You're welcome,
the Kingslayer himself, Seth Rollins, is on it.
No.
Sorry. My bad.
Friction Rollins.
Seth freaking Rollins is on the cover of 2K18. Brilliant cover. The trailer.
Yes.
Oh my god.
It is dark and awesome.
The symbolism behind it. The burning of the casket with the Undertaker's gear on it. The smashing the Stone Cold ATV. The smashing of the old belts. The big gold on fire. It's burning down the past and paving a way for the future.
Yes.
And Seth Rollins is the future. I know a lot of people were annoyed with the way his voice goes, how he's got that stupid little kind of cackle thing. He sounds like a crow, maybe.
I think we get annoyed that Roman Reigns is speaking.
Oh god, tell me about it. I will say, I was shocked that Roman wasn't cover up, because come on, it's the sort of thing you'd expect from WWE.
AJ.
It could have been AJ, but then I was in Game earlier, my local game store, and on the pre-order forms they had Kurt Angle.
Yeah, Game, by the way, for you Americans, is like your GameStop.
It is, yes, it's GameStop
It's pretty
for.
much the same thing.
It's the same place, different name, probably the same company.
Yeah. Just we get better offers when we go to trade in stuff. Like, what?
What? Well, I mean, that's obviously like a thing in itself. If you guys have not seen the trailer for 2K18, you must. Seth Rollins tweeted it out. You can find it on his Twitter. 2K tweeted it out. You can find it on their Twitter.
That's why I'm glad I follow Seth freaking Rollins and have the notification button on.
I'm sure it's all over YouTube and every other video sharing media device as well. But my god, that trailer has set up for good things. The only thing that I'm always let down by is that every wrestling game is the same. But we will do this on a podcast. All on its own, we will dedicate a podcast to wrestling games and see what we think, see what we're expecting, yada yada yada. But oh my god, it's good. Go watch it. Seriously.
Yes.
Now, before we end, because we've got a little bit of time here, we can pad in a little bit of time.
I have an announcement to make.
Oh, Connor has an announcement to make, ladies and gentlemen.
As of last night, and Jay was here, I have started streaming on Twitch.
I was thinking a little bit more wrestling related, but okay, carry on.
That's my announcement. I'm getting my announcement out there, which is me and Jay have decided. I think sometimes we'll do dual streaming, mainly.
Sometimes we will. There will be a couple of dual streams going on every now and then. So if you guys want to see the voices, or at least one of the faces behind the voice here, I stream on Twitch.
The ugly one, that is.
The man with the beautiful beard. I'm ThatMisterJ. Connor is, if you wish to plug yourself.
Cotimate, COTIM8.
We will try and have the links in the description for you. But the piece of business that I wanted to talk about before we go, WWE Great Balls of Fire. I'm laying it out there now before we do our predictions podcast on that one in a couple of weeks, which will probably be the next time you guys hear from us, unless something brilliant happens in the wrestling world beforehand.
Yeah, or with a podcast on a game or something.
Yeah, if we decide to do like a smaller podcast or something like that, that will be the Asylum podcast, which is on the channel as well. If you guys want to follow the Asylum podcast, you're always welcome. It's on the same channel, and we appreciate you guys giving us a listen. Anyway, WWE Great Balls of Fire. Now, this one's just literally came into my head before we ended. I've got a little thing that I would love to see happen here. Now, we all know main event Brock Lesnar, Samoa Joe dream match.
Yes. Not the dream match, but it's a dream match.
It's definitely one that the fans have wanted for years. It's one that I've wanted to see for a long time. I would have loved it if it was Lesnar pre-eat, sleep, suplex, repeat. You know, constant suplex you now, suplex you then, suplex for... Basically, suplex now, then, forever. Or then, now, forever. WWE in their thing. I wanted to see this like 2002 Brock Lesnar, like who knew how to wrestle still. My thinking.
However, I don't think suplex is going to matter because Joe's have to change his game.
This is true, because Joe can suplex with the best of them.
Yes.
What I would love to see in this match, if anything, just as an end, is if we get. I want to say it was Survivor Series 2002. Brock Lesnar versus Big Show. Championship was on the line. Paul Heyman was in Lesnar's corner. Match looked like it was going Lesnar's way until Heyman turned on him for the Big Show. I would love to see Samoa Joe become a Paul Heyman guy. Heyman turns on Lesnar towards, if not at the end of the match, and sides with Samoa Joe. It's the big push that Joe will need. It will solidify him as a champion. If they put him over cleanly over Brock Lesnar, it will give him that clean, fresh push that will say, you know what, right, Brock Lesnar got beaten in the middle of the ring, 1, 2, 3, in his first title defense, when he's not defended it since he won it at WrestleMania, which let's not get started on that travesty of a championship reign. That will be for a podcast.
Anywho.
But I would love to see.
That's a rambling. We don't want to ramble on.
I want to put this out there. I want to put this into the universe, into the WWE universe, as it were.
Well,
Brock
the wrestling
Lesnar.
universe.
Yes, the universe of wrestling fans. Forget WWE, the entire wrestling universe. I would love to see Brock Lesnar versus Samoa Joe, Great Balls of Fire, end with Samoa Joe winning the title, clean, and Paul Heyman siding with the Destroyer. That for me.
I think we've both made our predictions for who we want to win that match anyway.
So we're calling it here. Samoa Joe walks out victorious. If it doesn't happen, WWE, you need to seriously rethink your
Hashtag riot.
Well, we don't want to recite hashtags riots, but there we go. Either way. But ladies and gentlemen, that has been the Money in the Bank edition.
Review.
The review.
The review podcast.
Just everything. Our opinions, our reviews, our ramblings on other stuff. The reveal of who is on the cover art of the new WWE game.
Yes.
And a little bit of talk on Great Balls of Fire, which we will get to eventually.
Since we've got the Great Balls of Fire, and since this is how I'm going to call this now, the Great Rambling Podcast.
There we go. Well,
that's what it's been.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening. If you've made it this far, give yourselves a round of applause. We appreciate you sitting here and listening. We will be back with our Great Balls of Fire prediction podcast. For those who didn't know already, if you hadn't done the maths, the first time ended in a draw.
Yes.
We are yet to crown the Not Another Wrestling Podcast predictions champion. But Connor, that belt's mine.
That is mine, boy.
And you are going down. Ladies and gentlemen, I have been Jay. That's been Connor. This has been Not Another Wrestling Podcast. Thank you very much for joining us. I hope you enjoyed. If you want to see more, please feel free to leave us comments in the section below. If you have any hints and tips.
One final warning. Don't forget, check it out on Twitch. That's
exactly.
Hanging out.
If you guys want to see us live record this on Twitch, where you guys can get your predictions and your comments in, please feel free. It will be broadcast live on twitch.tv/ThatMisterJ. We will try and get some links in the description below for you. But if you enjoyed this, please feel free. Give us a like, comment, all that good stuff. I won't tell you to spam that subscription button because you guys have a brain, wrestling fans. Until next time, keep safe and enjoy the wrestling.